Why did Jesus, the healer of all, touch a blind man, yet leave his vision blurred? Was his power not enough in a single moment? Or was he revealing a deeper truth, one that mirrors our own journey from doubt to faith, from darkness to light? Hello, brethren. Let us dive deeper into this wonderful mystery of this miracle. The touch of the divine, a vision unfolding. They brought him to Jesus, a man whose world was veiled in darkness, who had never known the beauty of a sunrise or the faces of those he loved. Yet, it was not he who cried out to the Master, but others who pleaded on his behalf. Mark 8, verse 22. Their faith carried him, much like the friends who lowered the paralytic through the roof. Mark 2, verses 4 to 5. But what of his own faith? Did he believe, or was he merely led by the faith of others? Jesus, in his wisdom, did not heal him before the crowd. Instead, he took him by the hand and led him outside the village. Mark 8, verse 23. Why? Because faith is not born in the noise of the multitude. It is formed in the quiet, in the personal encounter with Christ. Before healing his sight, Jesus first had to lead him away, just as he led Abraham from his homeland, Genesis 12, verse 1, and Moses to the burning bush, Exodus 3, verses 1 to 2. Faith begins when we allow Christ to lead us where we would not go on our own. Then, in a gesture strange to human reasoning, Jesus spat upon his eyes and laid his hands on him. The same Word made flesh that created it all in the beginning was at work again. A physical touch, an intimate moment. And in that first touch, something happened, not just to his vision, but to his faith. Do you see anything? The man lifted his face and spoke, "I see people, but they look like trees, walking." Mark 8, verse 24. Here lies the mystery. Why did Jesus heal him in 2 steps? The first touch did not fully restore his sight, but it did something just as important. It broke the barrier of unbelief. Before, the man had no faith of his own. Others had brought him to Jesus. But now, his own voice testified to a change. He who had once been silent now responded to Christ. His vision was still blurred, but his heart had begun to see. Faith had been awakened. And so, Jesus touched him again. A second time, light poured into his soul, and his sight was completely restored. Oh, what patience is this! That the Almighty does not force open our eyes, but guides us step by step until we can believe for ourselves. The crowd's faith brought him to Jesus, but it was his own faith that received the second touch. This is the journey of every soul. Many of us first come to Christ carried by the prayers of others, our parents, our friends, or the church. But faith borrowed is not faith possessed. There comes a moment when we must encounter Christ personally, when his first touch breaks through our doubt, and his second touch makes us whole. So, let the struggling heart take comfort. If you do not yet see clearly, do not despair. Stay with the one who leads you by the hand. Let him touch you again and again and again and again until all becomes clear. For he who began a good work in you will bring it to completion. Philippians 1, verse 6. And when at last the veil is lifted, when the second touch of grace has done its work, we shall cry out with joy. I was blind, but now I see. John 9, verse 25. May the Almighty bless you all.